Now, self 3 is roughly the third decade of life if we develop naturally and fully and well integrated to the various other levels and the subsystems as we continually recreating an open system, which all of us are, to the universe. So, keep some kind of journal, some kind of creative expression that replaces time in your life, and begin to see when certain things that are important throughout our growth and maturation first came into your awareness. Initially, it may be difficult for you to remember this, but if you keep focusing and keep introspecting and explore some form of disciplined meditation, which simply means getting in touch with your breathing and expanding that breathing into energy that is used internally to keep us maturing toward God consciousness. It's important for us to realize individually that the work can only be done on yourself, by yourself, until and unless we keep moving and evolving through the same pattern that brought us into being. We will keep expanding epigenetically from inner space to outer space, back to inner space to outer space. And each time we use the disciplines of art and the disciplines of science and the disciplines of spirituality and space to keep us connected to the oneness of each other and the universe. Step 2, recover and rediscover your natural synchrony with the vibrations of the universe. That means researching and recalling through your introspective techniques what you naturally did well and easy. Don't give up on this. Stay focused on this and keep the awareness in tune with your breathing and with ultimately the clear light that turns on the darkness that we first encounter as we explore the inside. Now I want to start to focus on how this approach has been used in my life and how my initial voyage and the title of my first book was Creative Self-Discovery. I was fortunate enough to have a fairly good intelligence and able to finish college, finish medical school, finish psychiatric residency, finish my training at the Psychoanalytic Institute, and my own personal analysis, which opened the door wider to my own self-discovery. But I think my initial self-discovery is rooted in the fact that my mother died when I was 2, and I was immediately mothered by her older sister, who had no children, and I was the most precious thing in her life, and she in mine. And her husband, she was an elementary school principal, he was a general physician. And the three of us continued our growth together. I was treated and respected as another human being. They were treated and respected of each other as human beings at the highest level, and they taught me the same. They also exposed me to all kinds of music. They exposed me to learning to dance. They exposed me to storytelling and reading, both fiction, nonfiction, and poetry, and supported my talking and creation of poems and creative, poetic way of putting things, all to my culminating in what I'm sharing with you. All these things have been brought together and refocused within the context of my life. I've also been close to death many times. Typhoid fever at age 8, a number of minor accidents in football and roller skating. Also having a heart attack in my early 60s. And that's the time that I stopped breathing in the emergency room and saw the golden bright light, which gave me the message of I have something to share to move the darkness away from individuals. And it's another step toward my enlightenment, which I continue to balance through Self-2 and my accomplishments that were recognized by my profession for my work, my consultation, and my teaching and my learning at various universities, all culminating in what we're seeing now. As an individual who's creating a nonprofit corporation that will deal with the logistics of Self-2 and opens the door to Self-3 by building into each section of 3 based on Self-1, nurturing, Self-2, agreements, and the external adaptations that we need to furnish, and Self-3. So it's important that we see that you need to do these things for yourself. Raise questions, not attempt to answer things you can't answer. Questions like, what do you believe about life? a large percentage of what shapes our self is our belief system. Where did that belief come from? Was that inherited from your family, through your family? Have you reality tested it? Have you explored the roots of it? Have you been able to identify what the founder of whatever religion you believe in has to say about what you believe?